Hello, my name is Simmer Sky and welcome to my YouTube channel. Last night I had a burst of creative energy and some inspiration, so we're going to have an extra build this week. This is the Newlyweds Abode. For this house, my inspiration was I was thinking about, when couples move in together for the first time and maybe they buy their first house, maybe they're about to get married, and I was thinking, what happens, when you have all that furniture from two people and none of it matches, of course, because they weren't living together before. And then they try to put it together and make it work. So that was kind of what I was thinking here. And a lot of the interior, a lot of the furniture and stuff really doesn't match necessarily. They coordinate and go well together in the house. But the whole goal for this build and for the, interior was to kind of have things be like a mishmash. And I think it turned out pretty cute, if I'm being honest with you. Now, this is not a starter home. I was thinking I might do a starter home, but I was thinking, well, at this point, in the relationship, in theory, they have gotten married, they've already established themselves. So I didn't set myself necessarily to a budget. The goal was to keep it, around 35 to 40 simoleons, 40,000 simoleons. But I went a little over that because, I'm a clutter queen. So it actually turns out to be about 45,000 simoleons. Sorry, my bad. But I did try to do a pack limited. I did try that. So there is that. So for this build, it is mostly cats and dogs, seasons, and the base game. I do have some get together. I had to use the columns. Like you can't blame me. I had to use those columns. Oh man, this fireplace really threw me. So I've really liked this style of fireplace where you have the roof pieces on the slant. I think that looks really cute. But it just for some reason I didn't like how it was looking later, so I ended up changing it into just a two tile wide, just straight up fireplace. But eventually I will be using that style of fireplace. I will do it. All right, so we're going to go into the inside and just kind of try to get our floor plan together, and then we'll go back to the exterior and do the landscaping. This is technically a two-bedroom house, but I have one of the bedrooms as an office. So I guess it's a one bedroom and an office and one bathroom. So it's relatively small, but like I mentioned earlier, the idea was it's like a newlyweds home. So it's their first house together. It's the first house they buy together after they get married, or maybe right before they get married, or what have you. So I figured it's not the house they're going to be in forever. It's the one that they have, the first couple years of marriage, and then when they start getting ready to have kids, maybe they upgrade and move out and find something a little bit bigger for their growing family. Quickly, we are going to go around all of the corners and put columns on. I think it's really annoying that that column is not base game. I feel like we just need a plain everyday swatch for a column in base game because we don't really have that, and I end up using this one, and that's just all of a sudden you have an extra pack in there when it's just this column. I just want a plain column, especially since that column in the gray swatch looks like the column that comes with the base game wallpaper where the column gets put in random places. I've realized that that column is almost the exact same, if not the same. And you can use that if, you have that wallpaper placing no columns where you want columns. Heads up. However, it's really annoying that it's not a base game column. I just spent a lot of time trying to get that little chimney accent in, and I'm going to end up having to delete it later because it doesn't work when I change the size of the fireplace. However, I really wanted something there, and I wanted the one from Cats and Dogs, but, can't win them all. Next time I'll use it. Here we're just going to throw in some of the extra landscaping. I really love how this turns out. We do end up getting a mix of debug and regular landscaping items. Most of the debug, though, is going to be like the trees and some of the stuff around the trees, especially in the backyard. But look how cute this turns out. It's very simple, but also inviting, and I really like it. I really like it. I feel like this is a very starter home-ish kind of landscaping. It looks very low-key, not super expensive, and I really like it. I do this frequently though. I feel like this is how I usually landscape homes, just because I like all the greenery and stuff. And we're pretty much done with the exterior here. We're about to move on to the interior in just a moment. I am so excited for the interior. It was so fun doing this because it was just like picking out furniture I liked and then finding something that looked maybe older, maybe it was like hand-me-down furniture. I thought that was really cool. One of my friends just moved out with her boyfriend. They just moved into a nice little rental house, and they were both living with their parents originally, so they really didn't have any furniture. So they moved in and have been buying up all this furniture and stuff. So I kind of was thinking about them too while I was doing this. And, we have some furniture that I figure the couples are bringing to the house from their own homes or apartments previously. And then maybe they bought a couple of furniture pieces once they bought this. So I was thinking like maybe the dining room table they bought and maybe just like a couple other things. So I thought that was really fun that the house, is kind of just like a mix and match of stuff. And I think it still looks really good together. We're almost done here with the exterior. All of those trees are debug trees. We're just going to throw a little bit of terrain paint around them. And then I think we're going to move to the interior. Of course, before we do that though, I'm going to have to do some terrain paint. It's my favorite thing. Got to get all the terrain paint down. And then just a couple little things here and there just so it doesn't look like trees sprouted out of the ground from nowhere. Trees do that. And there are definitely trees in this world that don't have anything around them. But I don't like how that looks. So I like to put grass at the bottom of all my trees. So we're just going to do that real quick, make a couple minor adjustments, finish up the terrain paint, and then we will move inside. At this point, I just want to ask, how are you doing? How is everybody? I feel like everyone just seems to be in this like weird little like transition period, and myself included. And I just kind of feel like everyone's feeling weird. Like no one's necessarily happy, but everyone's just kind of like surviving. Does that apply to you? Do you feel the same way? Are you all right? Are you doing okay? Let me know in the comments. Maybe like let's do like a scale of 1 to 10. You don't have to give me reasons, just scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I hate it here, and 10 being this is the best. My life is amazing. I have nothing. I have no notes. Where are you? Where are you at? I would say probably a 6 or a 7. In the next few weeks, it may go up, it may go down. We'll see. But I feel like right about now I'm at about a 6 or a 7. I'm tolerating it. Here we're gonna change the fireplace. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I feel like it had too much character for the house. This is kind of a little suburban style, and that I don't know that didn't give me necessarily suburban vibes. It gave me like older home. So we'll do that eventually. We'll do it somewhere else. But, we got this now. So we got a little fireplace, and because I do have the little chimney feature up top, it will smoke. It will smoke as if your fireplace is on. We're just gonna do the little like living family room here now. We're gonna get this couch in from, oh, there we go. There's the industrial loft kit. Okay, so maybe there are more things in here than just those couple of packs. But, in my defense, I really wanted to have something that looked older and like, it was a young adult furniture after they, just got out of college, maybe moved in with a couple of roommates, bought some like random furniture pieces, and that's what this couch screams to me is like random furniture item from 20-something-year-old's apartment, and that's what we got. So I like it though. And in this little space here, we're going to get a little cat tree. I figured they have a cat. They could have a dog, I guess, but I needed to fill up space, and this cat tree takes up a lot of room. So I went with that. This room just looks so cozy to me. I would love to sit here. I would love to just like hang out in this room and like maybe curl up and read a book in one of those armchairs or watch some trash TV on the TV. Maybe like sit and watch the Kardashians. That I don't know, that the Kardashians don't necessarily fit this build, but that's the vibes I'm getting. Sit and like drink tea and enjoy myself. So here we're doing the dining room. I originally thought maybe I would do 4 chairs, but for some reason I like the way that all 6 chairs look on these long tables. It seems better. So I figured maybe they bought the dining stuff for the house after they moved in. And yeah, I really like it. I like how this looks. I will say the kitchen counters were a struggle for me. I couldn't decide what I wanted. None of the base game ones were really doing it for me. I don't know. They weren't it. So the original thought was maybe I would do these oh my goodness, the cottage living ones, but we end up doing something different because I don't like these island pieces. So we end up actually going with the more industrial looking base game ones, and I really like how they look actually. The swatch that I always think about when I think about those cabinets is either this white one or the like dark brown one. And I didn't really, or like the light brown one, excuse me, like the one from the swatch. And I didn't love the way the white looked. I know that the white from the cottage living looked cute in here, but the white on this swatch just, I don't know, it's not quite the vibes. So I actually end up switching it later to the dark brown one. I really like how that one looks, turns out, looks like. Oh my goodness, my brain is not working. It's very early this morning. I apologize. One of the things that you may have just noticed is I put two sinks on that island. The sink from, I believe it's Cool Kitchen, is almost the exact same as this base game sink. And I think it's really annoying that they do that they have items that look almost identical to base game items or other pack items. It really bugs me because why would you do that? Why would you make us pay for an item that we basically already have in the game? Annoying, but whatever. I digress. So here we've changed the swatch to this darker swatch for the cabinets, and I really like it. I think it fits the space a little bit more. It's a little bit more homey, I guess, and comforting, and I really like it. So I like it. Yeah, went with it. I really wanted to put something like a credenza or something underneath this window, and I could not find anything that I liked. So we end up abandoning the idea and saving a little bit of money, but um, I feel like if I moved a sim in here or if I had someone live here, I would put something else there because it looks empty to me. I don't know what though because I couldn't figure out what I wanted. So maybe like the paranormal stuff, like buffet table would have been cute. I don't know. Is what it is. In here, I just to throw that rug on a diagonal because it didn't like any of the placements that I was putting it, so I just threw it in willy nilly. Here we are now moving into the bedroom. I'm going to put a cute little bed just right in between these two windows. I really like how that turns out. This is the cats and dogs bed, and I really like this swatch. This little quilt really like screams, Grandma made this quilt for me, and it's in our first home. But I end up switching it because it's just a little busy. It's a little bit too much after I put everything in and after I really furnish this room. So we end up just going back to the regular green swatch for the bed that we saw just moments ago before I picked this one. Again, we're going with darker furniture, kind of almost mismatchy. Well, I mean, it is mismatchy because it doesn't really go together. But the goal was to have stuff that like looks like a bunch of young adults purchased it throughout their maybe like late university days, maybe like early in their career. They're just purchasing stuff for their house or their apartment and doesn't necessarily go together, but it's like relatively nice and kind of fits the overall vibe of their house. And then when you put them together in this house, it's a little all over because it's two different people who have been accumulating stuff and put it together in this one home. And I like it. I like how it turns out. It still feels cozy, even though it's a little mismatched at times. Yeah, and like I said, I use a lot of cats and dogs. I really haven't had an opportunity to go crazy with that pack and really explore, so I wanted to do that in this build, and I like it. We are just gonna get some window curtains here. I love curtains. I love these curtains from the Desert Luxe kit. I will make excuses to use them in every single build, even if they don't necessarily match, because I love them. We're actually going to have them wrap around so that they go to these front windows as well. I think it may be a little bit much. It may be a little extreme to have this many windows or have this many curtains and have them go basically all around your bedroom, but I like it and I went with it. So yeah, that's the master, or that's the primary bedroom. Um, I try not to use the term master bedroom if you've noticed, for probably obvious reasons. I will slip up because it's a relatively new development that I've been trying to change my wording here. But I hope you are patient with me in my transition here as I transition my verbiage. Here we are in the office space. This is a relatively low-key office space. We're just going to have a desk and a couple of skill building items, just the easel and the guitar here. And it's going to be relatively simple, just nothing crazy. I wanted it to be workable and just kind of usable for any sim. Anyone that you might move into this home, I figured I wanted to have some skill building items for everyone. And I really like how these papers stood out underneath the easel. I feel like it's very realistic. I wanted the tarp, but I didn't want to use, I believe the tarp comes with City Living. So I decided to use the newspapers. And I feel like that's really realistic, right? Because like when I was a kid and we like paint and stuff, my parents would give us newspapers and we'd do our paintings, and all of the extra paint and stuff would go all over the newspaper instead of like the table. So I feel like that's realistic, and I like it. I will probably be doing that more often because I feel like I always want to have something underneath my easels like that. Um, God, I hate windows. I hate curtains so much. I really wanted to use these cats and dogs curtains, but I couldn't get them to clip right because they were clipping to a single window instead of going where I wanted them to go. So we end up ditching that altogether. And I'm sure this will shock you. We end up going with the Desert Luxe curtains because they are amazing and I love them. And they are the best. They are the best curtains that we've ever been given. And I will be ditching all other curtains from here on out for obvious reasons. All right, but that is pretty much the home. The interior is pretty much done. We are now going to move a little bit to the exterior, do a little bit more of the landscaping, and then yeah, we'll be done. That little wood chair that I have outside right now is going to go in our entryway, and I really like how it fits there. It looks super cute, and it's like a nice little inviting space. You know, you can like get ready to go. Maybe you come home, take your shoes off, and put them underneath the chair, or you know, as you're leaving, you sit down, put your shoes on, and head out. And I like it. I feel like it's very cute. My original thought was I would put it out here, but eventually I do move it inside. Right here, we're just gonna have a little outdoor seating area. Um, it really bugs me that terrain paint doesn't go on smoothly. Like that pixelated look that we've got. It's not great. It's not great. I do my best to make it look better and kind of hide it a little bit so it looks a little less pixelated, but um I found that that's becoming an issue more often than not, and I don't know why. I don't remember dealing with that before. So maybe it's user error, maybe it's me, maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. Let me know if there's something I'm doing wrong. Please tell me. Please let me know because that's really annoying and I don't like dealing with it. So we're just gonna do some final little touches out here. Nice little barbecue, nice little table. I love that this table has the umbrella on it. Again, that's one of those things that really bugs me because we have that base game table, and then this one just has an umbrella on it. Like, why? Why are we getting items like this that we basically already have in The Sims? Why are we getting it just in a different form so that we have to pay for it? I don't know. Very annoying. Also annoying was that the little posts in the fence were being placed wherever the hell they wanted to go and not where I wanted them. So I just got rid of them. Again, we're just going to do some little debug landscaping around these trees and make this window not look so weird. And then we're pretty much going to be done. We probably have another 4 or 5 minutes left. So in this time while we add more foliage to our stuff and finish out this backyard, thank you so much for joining me. I have really been enjoying the few months that I've been here on YouTube, and I may not have a whole lot of subscribers, but that's not necessarily the point. The point was I wanted to have a like a plan and to build stuff and create for other people and just to see and document really how far I have come and learn how much I've learned as I've built. So I've really been enjoying this process, and thank you so much for those of you who have been along with me. And if you're new here, hi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Please come back. I put out new videos on Thursdays, Mondays and Thursdays, and sometimes every now and again I'll get a random burst of inspiration and I'll post a random video on a random day, like this one on a Sunday. But yeah, I really appreciate you supporting and being here, and thank you so much for watching. Now, okay, so we've moved that little chair that I was talking about, and it's now in our little entryway. And I really like how this entryway turns out too. It's so inviting, and I really like that. Of course, we have to have a mirror because you need a mirror when you're about to leave the house. You want to make sure that you look okay, or you want a mirror the first thing when you get home, so you see what the world has been looking at and how interesting you might look at that moment. I always find that when I get home and I've been out and I look in the mirror and I'm like, is this what I look like? Is this what I've been looking like all day and no one said anything? Like I might have like spinach in my teeth or my hair is a mess and I'm like, why did nobody say anything? Why I've just been allowed to walk around looking a hot mess. But I digress. So well, we're going to get some final paintings in, and then I'm going to leave you. Thank you so much again for joining me today. I hope you come back for my videos next week. I am sending you all of the positive energy, all of the good vibes, and happy simming.